Welcome to the Autism Mom Coach Podcast. I am your host, Lisa Candera. I am a lawyer, a life coach, and most importantly, I am the full-time single mother of a teenager with autism. In this podcast, I am going to share with you the tools and strategies you need so you can fight like hell for your child without burning out. Let's get to it.
You are listening to episode 186 of the Autism Mom Coach, Savoring the Good. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. I am so glad you are here, and I hope you are doing well. If you are listening in real time, this podcast will air on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving in the United States. So if you celebrate, happy Thanksgiving. But whether you celebrate or not, it's November in the United States, and I don't know if it's like this around the world, but all the talk is about gratitude. What are you thankful for? And I don't know, it feels like to me in the last several years with social media that gratitude has gotten more performative than anything. You see the gratitude journals, the list, the books. It's just like this meme that goes around, this thing that we say, you should be grateful. What are you grateful for? And so what I wanted to do was talk a little bit more deeper about gratitude so that we can actually benefit from the experience of gratitude. Because right now, for so many of us, gratitude is not an experience. It's just like a list that we're making, like checking it off. Like, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my cat, like whatever it is for you. Those are the things that I am grateful for. But it's not an experience. It's more like this mental checklist that we run through and then we just go on with our day. And while that's great, really gratitude in any form is great, it could be so much better. And here's why. When you are able to really embody, feel that gratitude in your body, it's a way of not only feeling good, it's a way of regulating your nervous system, which is always a plus for us autism moms, because most of us are always on that high alert. Not only does it feel good and regulate our nervous systems, it plays a really important role in counteracting our negativity bias. As human beings, we all have a negativity bias. We are wired with this from, back in our ancestral days as a way of protecting us. And so we over-remember and we over-focus on the negative. This is just normal. So if you're one of those people who thinks I'm just a negative person, probably not. Your brain is working exactly the way it's been programmed to work. And the more you do it, the more you do it. And so that's why being able to pause and be grateful for something and to think about what you're grateful for is the first step in really embodying what gratitude is and the really great impact that it can have on your entire nervous system and just your outlook on life. So how do you do this? How do you embody gratitude? How do you take it from being a mental checklist to something that you can feel? The answer is what is called savoring the good. So first, what does it mean to savor the good? Well, first, let me just give credit to neuropsychologist Rick Hansen, who came up with this concept. And when he's talking about it in the sense of counteracting that negativity bias that we all have. And so savoring the good is when you let something good, a good feeling, a good experience land in your body. So you think about gratitude as clocking it. Savoring is what lets you lock it into your system. And so what does it mean to savor something? Well, before I give you a definition of what it means to savor an experience, just think about it yourself. We all really just intuitively know what it means to savor something. Maybe you savor your favorite food or a glass of wine or that quiet time in the morning when you wake up and you get to have that cup of coffee, where you just really appreciate the moment, you sink into the moment, and you just have a wonderful, great experience. That is what it means to savor. It's to slow down. It is to be mindful of what you're doing, what you're tasting, what you're experiencing. We can do the same things with our experiences of being an autism parent. Because let's face it, when people start talking about gratitude, as autism parents, we say, well, I am grateful for X, Y, and Z, but I've had this experience. I've seen it in so many of my clients will be something like, I'm so grateful that we finally got my child's speech therapy, but we should have gotten it sooner, or it's not working fast enough. We're really quick to take something we're grateful for and then kind of walk it back a little bit with some of that negativity. And so just knowing that that is something that we do, instead of trying to focus on something big, let's just take a really small something that you can savor. This can be anything from your child's laugh, their smile, a shared experience, watching them sleep, because gosh, aren't they so peaceful when they're sleeping and they're not making any noise and they're not upset about something? It's just like such a wonderful experience as a parent to see your child so at peace and so at ease. And instead of, closing the door and, getting downstairs to put Netflix on, staying there for a moment and just really taking in that experience, pausing, watching them, watching their chest go up and down, smelling their hair as you kiss them at night. These little things are ways that we can savor an experience in the present moment. But the awesome thing about savoring is that you can do it anytime, because it's, again, you're initiating it in your brain like you would a gratitude list, but you are working in your own body to have the experience. So it doesn't just need to be a present moment experience. You can bring these experiences from the past into the present moment through the act of savoring. So thinking about something that just brought you so much joy. For me, I had a phone call a couple of days ago with one of my son's clinicians, and he just said some of the sweetest things about Ben. And I keep replaying that in my head, just like how proud I am of him and how wonderful it felt and how grateful I am to him and his staff for all the work that they have done. And just like really let myself sit there and breathe through that, like put my hand on my heart and just like feel like that goodness. That's the difference from just being like, I'm grateful for this, to experiencing that gratitude. And the awesome thing is you can do it anytime. You can replay savoring moments over and over, just like you do with the bad stuff, which, listen in, savoring the good is the opposite of catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is something that we do second nature. It's like hand in hand with that negativity bias. When we are catastrophizing, we are thinking about things that may happen in the future. We're imagining that they're going to be terrible, and we're spinning about those. And you know that when you're doing that, you are creating emotions in your body. You're creating that fear, you're creating anxiety, you're creating dread. Well, you can do the exact same thing with opposite emotions when you savor something. And again, thinking about all the times you catastrophize, what if for every 5 things you catastrophize about in a day, you savored one? Just that counterbalance of the negativity bias, little by little. You already have the proof of concept that you can create emotions in your body by the thoughts that you have in your brain if you've ever catastrophized. And let's face it, you have. Okay. So if you can do that and you can create that stress and that anxiety that doesn't serve you, you can do it to create emotions that do serve you. And what happens is the more that you savor these moments, you building up your own resilience, because it's also like proving to yourself like good things are happening here. We are making progress. We are moving forward. We are having a connection. That is how you strengthen all of those things, is remembering them, remembering how they felt, and giving them the same level of priority as you do the catastrophizing. So now I want to focus a little bit more on why savoring can be especially hard for autism parents. And I think that the reason that this is because we're in a constant state of hypervigilance just as a result of being an autism parent. The job really just does require it. It comes with the territory. And so already being in that heightened state makes our brains hyper vigilant to what could or could not go wrong, right? We're always thinking in that direction. And so when you're having that focus, it makes it really hard to pause and to recognize something that is good and to stay with it. But even deeper than that, I really do think, and I'm just going to speak for myself here and some of my clients and what they have shared with me, we're afraid of feeling good. We're afraid that we shouldn't feel good because if we feel good, that we might miss something, we might fall behind, that we're not being diligent enough. Some of us are afraid of feeling good because we don't want to feel let down and how painful it feels to be let down or disappointed. I really do understand this. So I want to give you a really personal examples just to like bring it together for you. For the past couple of years, my son has been in intensive treatment for his severe OCD, mixed in with the autism. And initially during this treatment, he was really struggling to the point where nothing was really moving forward at all. He was really, really stuck. But months and months and months of dedication on his part and the part of his clinicians, he's made so much progress. But when that progress started to happen, it was like you didn't even want to talk about it. The clinician would call me up and say, "Well, today went well. We don't want to go crazy here, but today went well." And then after it was a day, it was a week. And after it was a week, it was a month. And starting to let myself tell myself it's okay to feel good about this, even if something goes wrong or things take a step back. And inevitably, that is what happens in life, right? Like things do go well, but there are going to be other challenges. And so I've had to really work hard in the past year or two to like love it when it's good, not say, "Oh, I know it's going to go bad." No, just love it. When it's good, it's good. And we're going to do all the things that we love to do together. We're going to connect. We are going to have fun. And if tomorrow's not like that, then I had today. And that is what I really do encourage you as an autism parent, is to find those good things that are happening, those glimmers, those things that light you up, that make you smile, that make you so incredibly proud of your child. It's like they just graduated from Harvard or MIT or wherever you think would be a really great prestigious place to go. That is how proud and how good I feel about my son's progress right now, because I've allowed myself to say no to the "I shouldn't feel this way," or "it should be better than it is," or "it could go wrong," all of that. And to really just savor every time I get that call and just like, being delighted to hear what is happening, being able to just really take in the goodness without trying to say to myself, "Don't feel too good, don't get too excited because it could go bad." Because here's the thing. Inevitably in life, like that stuff does happen, right? You can be on a really upward trajectory and you can have a challenge. But if the times when you are experiencing the good stuff and you don't let it in, you don't let it land, you don't let it become part of you, then it makes it really hard to deal with it when things go wrong or they're more challenging. For example, if my son is going to have a challenging, week or two coming up, but I've spent all of this time being like waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the other shoe to drop, I have kept my nervous system on that high alert, and I haven't done anything to benefit myself from, wow, he's doing really great coming home from school and doing his homework without any struggle. Or, hey, my daughter was able to get up and get out to school without having to retie her shoes 10 times or fight with me about her backpack, whatever it is for you. If you're not enjoying and savoring those times, the times where it is more challenging or your child acts in a way that you wish they didn't, you have a lot less patience and resilience to deal with it. And so there are just so many benefits that you can have personally when you take the time to take the smallest little thing and just savor that, not just for you and your nervous system and your own resilience, but for your connection to your life, to yourself, and to your child. So, with Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow, but really you can do this any time of the year, I want to challenge you to pick a sweet moment right now, today, as we're talking, that you can just bring back into your memory, and you can sit with that for just a couple of minutes. You can hold the memory, in your mind, close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, remembering it, letting it fill you up, feel your arms and your shoulders relax, your muscles relax, and just feel that warm feeling in your body when you think of whatever that moment was. And not only can you do that today, do it right now, you can do it anytime you want. And I really challenge you to try to incorporate this into your life, even if you just do it one time a day, just building that muscle of letting yourself savor the good and enjoy a good moment without the catastrophizing and without the shoulda, coulda, woulda, all of that. Because when you do that, you're going to be more resilient for the challenges to come. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Autism Mom Coach. If you are ready to apply the principles you are learning in these episodes to your life, it is time to schedule a consultation call with me. Podcasts are great, but the ahas are fleeting. Real change comes from application and implementation, and this is exactly what we do in my one-on-one coaching program. To schedule your consultation, go to my website, theautismmomcoach.com, work with me, and take the first step to taking better care of yourself so that you can show up as the parent you want to be for your child with autism.